Hello friends, today we are going to discuss an interview question which is asked by the Walmart. So this question is available on the Strata Scratch platform. This question is based upon our analysis of the data. The data is given, we need to analyze the data and answer the question. Now let's discuss the question. So the question is based upon the users who have started a session and placed an order on the same day. For those users, you need to calculate the number of orders and the total order value. Now, the output should consist of the user, the session date, the total number of orders, and the total order value. We have the two data frames, right? Now, our first question is, how do we approach in these kind of problems? First of all, we are going to analyze what should our output consist of. Output consists of these columns, the user ID, session date, total number of orders, and the total order value. Now, we are going to see where these columns are present. These columns are present in these two data frames. Okay. User ID, right? Session date we have the user ID here also, order value, which we need to calculate, and we have the order date and the order ID. With the help of the order ID, you are able to count the number of orders. And with the help of the order value, we can sum up what the value he has placed. Okay. Now, after analyzing this, read the question again. Question is saying you need to identify those users who have started the session and placed an order on the same day. Right? Means our session date is same as our order date. Right? Our session date must be same as our order date. Okay. So, in the first condition, what we need to see, our session date is same as our order date. Right? And the user ID also similar in both the data frames. Now, our very first step to merge the data, right? Very first step to merge the data. Now, for merging the data, we need to place the condition. The first condition, that is obvious, the user ID must be same. The user ID must be same. And what should be the second condition? What should be the second condition? That the session date is same as the order date. The session date is same as the order date. So after merging the data, we are going to find out those users, right? And calculate their orders and their order value. Okay. Now let's write the code on the Strata Scratch platform. So this is the Strata Scratch platform. So this is the question, right? Now I'm going to write the code. For data manipulation, for data analyzation, we are using the library that is Pandas. So first of all, I'm going to import the Pandas library. Yes, PT. Okay. On next, we have the two data frames, sessions and the order summary. So I'm going to rename them. First, df1 equal to sessions, df2 equal to order sum. For my own convenience, I am going to rename them. Now, afterwards, I'm going to merge and store in a different variable, that is df. So we are going to use the merge function. So I'm merging df1, comma, df2. Now, with respect to left on means we are going to refer the first data frame. What is present in the first data frame? What we are going to compare? The user ID and the session date. So I'm going to mention here the user ID, comma, the session date. And the right on, that is what we are going to compare from the right data frame, that is from df2. That is, first is user ID. Now, second is, should be the order date. Now, let's see the run the code. Now, you can see this out. That is what we have: session ID, user ID, session date, order ID, order value, and order date. So we have merged that up. Now, according to the question, what do we need? User ID, session date, total number of orders, which we are able to calculate with the help of the order ID and the order value. These number of columns we need. So we don't need the session ID, right? We don't need the session ID. So what we are going to do? We are going to drop this particular column and also the order date. We don't need the order date. We have the session date, right? Which is similar to the order date according as we have merged the data accordingly. So what we are going to do? We are going to drop these two columns with the help of the drop method. First, session ID, comma, order, right? Now we are going to drop x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 means we are going to drop the whole column. Okay. Now let's see the data after dropping. Now what we have? User ID, session date, order ID, and order value. So with the help of the order ID, we are able to calculate the total number of orders. And with the help of the order value, we are able to calculate the total order value. Okay. Now, as we see the data, so we need to see whether there is any duplicates or not. If we see this one is the duplicate one, right? So we are going to remove the duplicates. Now, how do we remove the duplicates? With the help of the method we have, that is drop underscore duplicates. Okay, now let's remove the duplicates. Dot drop underscore duplicates. See the data frame again. Now we have removed the duplicates. Okay. Now after removing the duplicates, what the question is saying, we need to calculate the total number of orders and the total order value. based on the user ID and the session date. Means we are going to group the data based on user ID and the session date. Then we are going to calculate the number of orders and the total order value. For that purpose, we are going to use the group by keyword. Okay. Create dot group by. Group by with respect to the user ID, comma, the session date. Now, after doing the group by, what we are going to aggregate the things by using the aggregate method. By using the aggregate, we are going to calculate the count of the order ID and the sum of the order value. Okay, now how do we write? Yeah, we need the order ID, that is to be counted, and the order value summate the order value. Okay, now let's see the output. Now what we have, the order value and the order ID. It means we are going to reset the index. What we have left with the reset the index. By resetting the index, we are able to see the user ID, the session date, all the things. Okay. Reset. See now. Now you can see, right? User ID, session date, order ID, and the order value. Now what we have the user ID, we have the session date, we have the order. Order ID means we have the number of orders. So we have taken their count. And the order value consists of the total order value. What we need to do now? We need to change the column names, right? So how do we change the column names? By using the rename function. df dot rename. That is the columns equal to. So how do we rename? Order ID is named as total orders. Next is the order value named as total order value. So, user ID, session date, total orders, total order value. So this is the output we have. Okay. So I hope it is clear to all of you, right? If you like my video, kindly share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.